Russia-Ukraine war escalates again. Is the conflict entering a dangerous new phase? The war in Ukraine is once again entering a more dangerous stage. After months of intense fighting across the front lines, the conflict is showing new signs of escalation. Military operations have intensified, long-range drone and missile strikes have become more frequent, and both sides continue to invest heavily in advanced weapons and defensive systems. In recent days, Russian forces have maintained pressure in eastern and southern Ukraine while launching additional aerial attacks. Ukrainian officials say they are strengthening air defenses and preparing for the possibility of further large-scale assaults. Civilians in several regions have once again faced air raid alerts, highlighting how the conflict continues to affect daily life far from the front lines. The Black Sea has also become a major focus. This strategic region is essential for global grain exports, energy transportation, and military operations. Any increase in military activity there has consequences far beyond Ukraine and Russia. Shipping routes, international trade, and food security are all closely connected to stability in the Black Sea. European governments are watching these developments carefully. Many NATO members have reaffirmed their support for Ukraine through military assistance, financial aid, and intelligence cooperation. At the same time, European leaders continue discussing additional sanctions designed to increase economic pressure on Russia. Moscow, however, argues that Western military support only prolongs the conflict. Russian officials maintain that their military objectives remain unchanged and accuse NATO countries of becoming increasingly involved in the war. The United States also continues to play a central role. Washington remains one of Ukraine's largest military supporters, providing equipment, training, and intelligence assistance. American officials say the goal is to help Ukraine defend its sovereignty while avoiding a direct military confrontation between NATO and Russia. Despite ongoing support, questions remain about how long the conflict can continue at its current pace. Both countries have invested enormous financial and military resources into the war. Infrastructure has been damaged, thousands of families have been displaced, and rebuilding costs continue to rise. Analysts believe that even if active fighting eventually decreases, the economic and humanitarian consequences will last for many years. Global markets are paying close attention. Whenever military activity increases around the Black Sea, investors often react quickly. Energy prices, agricultural exports, and international shipping costs can all be affected. Ukraine remains one of the world's important grain exporters, making the region critical for global food supplies. Another growing concern is the increasing use of drones. Both Russia and Ukraine now rely extensively on unmanned aerial systems for surveillance and long-range strikes. Military experts describe the conflict as one of the world's most significant examples of modern drone warfare, with new technologies being introduced almost continuously. Diplomatic efforts have not completely stopped. International organizations and several governments continue to encourage negotiations. However, both sides remain far apart on key issues, making a comprehensive peace agreement difficult in the near future. As the conflict evolves, the risk of miscalculation remains one of the biggest concerns. Military analysts warn that unintended incidents involving neighboring countries, the Black Sea, or critical infrastructure could increase regional tensions. For this reason, governments across Europe continue monitoring the situation closely while preparing for different possible scenarios. For now, the Russia-Ukraine war remains one of the most significant geopolitical challenges facing the world. The coming weeks may prove especially important in determining whether the conflict moves toward further escalation or opens new opportunities for diplomacy. What do you think? Could negotiations still bring this war closer to an end, or is the conflict likely to continue for years to come? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth coverage of global politics and international affairs.